I was going to start the call asking everyone, saying how many of you have noticed, little behavior traits in yourselves that is exactly like your parents. I was going to ask you, do you guys ever find yourself saying, "Oh my God, I'm turning into my mother," or "Damn, like when did I start behaving like Papa?" Like growing up, I used to dread my dad's temper. And I would say when I grow up, I'm not going to behave like that. But as I got older, I've noticed I lose my patience and my cool exactly on the same things that my dad does. Well, among all the things we inherit from our parents, from our grandparents, like their mannerisms, their behavior, little habits, we also sometimes inherit their trauma. And we're going to be talking about how we inherit their trauma, how we also have trauma that we undergo, and how all of that triggers many things in our life that we don't see the connection between. Having a tough time with our boss, having a tough time with our husband, these are things that are, for example, related to this. So one of the most life-changing ways to explore this is family constellation, and we're talking about this with an expert, Dr. Geetanjali Saxena. As always, Doc has been trained by the best in the business. She learned the technique from Mark Wallen, who's the founder of Family Constellation Institute in San Francisco. He trains clinical therapists and helps people who are struggling with depression, with anxiety, panic disorder, things like that. Dr. Saxena has successfully used family constellation to treat money and career issues, relationship problems, complicated illnesses. Doc, welcome to another Mystic Lotus Masterclass. We're super eager to know all these things that are interconnected and, more importantly, how we can release them. Yeah?
Thank you so much for asking me here. It's always a pleasure to be here. But along with the audiences also, because it's only the audience that, when they come, the whole thing is here, and it's it's a different kind of an energy. So many people hearing, and you talking. It's a different kind of feeling. I like that.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, Doc, my first question, of course, is what is inherited trauma? And how do we know that we have any?
Okay, first of all, let me tell you. I'll answer your second question first. Everybody has inherited trauma.
Mhm.
Because if you see, even if you see India's history, we have been slaves for so long. If I just see 200-300 years back, we have been slaves
Hmm.
from so long. We have been oppressed because we were the colony of the British, Portuguese, French. All of them had colonies out there in India. So there is trauma in our ancestors. Before that, the Mughals used to invade us, right? So all these are actually your inherited family trauma. Now this is a trauma of the country I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Because of those traumatic times, if you notice,
Hmm.
there is trauma in the family itself.
Hmm.
Someone's husband died, somebody's wife died, somebody's child was brutally killed. All those, I'm just giving an example, all those are actually trauma which boils down, which comes down to your family system, and you don't even know it. So inherited family trauma is your parents, your grandparents, and your great grandparents. So you as a person, individual today, are affected by nearly 3 generations up.
Okay.
They form the maximum impact on your life.
And
So yeah.
no, no, please go on. I'll ask my question after that.
Okay. So if you have a great grandmother who did not find love, or who was unloved by her husband, and
Hmm.
she led the entire life being unhappy,
Hmm.
because either the husband was absent or the husband did not love her, whatever. We are not getting into a particular reason out here. So you
Hmm.
will see her feelings of rejection, desolation, loneliness, unworthiness will still be in the fabric of your family system, those feelings will, percolate. And that, like water, is carried down to the descendants, because it is a DNA healing, right? It is the DNA. In the DNA, you are, so the this Rachel is one of the professors in a university in United States.
Mm-hmm.
She said, I am made up of that egg which was in my nani's maternal. So the egg in me, which from which I'm made, that information comes from my nani. So even before I was born, my egg was already there in her womb. So through that, when it went to the mother and then from the mother to me. So that is how it has been. So everything my nani thought, felt, I will also feel in some way or the other in this current life.
Okay, okay, that's interesting.
This
That
is from
actually
the
answers
mother's
my
side
next.
and the, huh? Pardon me?
That, that actually answers my next question also, because I was going to ask you, how do we end up inheriting family trauma? How does it come to us?
The person's name is Rachel Yasuda, who
Hmm.
found this, that your trauma, the egg from which you are made, is actually in already there in your grandmother's uterus. So you will have traits of your great grandmother or grandmother from either of the side, and their problems will percolate down to you,
Hmm.
because
That's
the family tree is the same.
that's interesting. Doc, tell us how
I
this.
hope the people understood.
Well, I'm going to ask everyone to post their questions on the Telegram group. If there are any, if you just joined in on the call, all chat and all questions are going to be posted. Please post them on the Telegram group, and I will raise them. Yeah, the Zoom chat is closed. The link to the Telegram group is on Zoom chat, though. Yeah, so you can easily join in from there. Nagesh says understood. I've seen a whole bunch of interesting situations and interesting scenarios that people are sharing from about their family and their family situations. Tejal says, my mom always cribs about my dad and all his shortcomings. And she used to take it out on us. And dad never cared about his daughters. There were financial ups and downs. And now the same pattern is coming through with her husband, who she says is also quite chauvinistic. So that's interesting, Doc. And the reason I'm reading this out in particular here is I wanted to ask you, how does this family trauma connect with our current relation? Something that my grandmother experienced or did, or something that happened in her life. How does that play out again in my life?
Okay. So, one thing is there, children learn by identification and
Hmm.
imitation. So, when you are growing up, you start seeing one parent and you start seeing the other parent.
Hmm.
Now, the children will take or will identify with one parent more than the other parents,
That's true.
right?
Invariably, that's true.
Yeah, and if and but they form their own perceptions on their own. So, for example, if I had a mother who was very angry and I'm very attached to her for whatever reason, she gives me more importance than my father. My father is absent, whatever. But she loves me a lot, but she's a very angry personality. So I may either choose as my that is my decision to become angry like her,
Hmm.
or either I may become extremely quiet and learn to suppress my anger and not to express. So you will end up on in the polar opposite of what you see. So if you loved your mother but you hated that part of her which used to get
Yeah.
very, very angry, then you'll go to the polar opposite
And
where you will.
how does going to that polar opposite, is that a good thing or is that a bad thing for us?
So I cannot say at this moment that it's a bad thing or a good thing. It is how you learn to cope or you survive. It's what you didn't like about your mother, and maybe you realize that your father also equally doesn't like this anger about your mother. So I love my mother. I want to identify with her, but I
Hmm.
don't want to take this angry part. I will take this part which is super quiet.
Hmm.
So one way, if I'm super quiet, she will love me more because people who are angry, they cannot deal with more angry people.
True.
So if I'm angry, if you are angry, both of us are angry, there will not be any relationship. So if somebody is angry and the other person goes to the other, so in order to vibe with the mother or to have a better bonding, she could be just becoming super quiet, and that's how she learns
Hmm.
the life. But she there is anger, of course,
Hmm.
but she keeps it inside. So that's called as imploding.
Ah.
You don't explode, you implode. And but that also gives rise to a lot of diseases, a lot of conditions.
Hmm.
So if you see in so many of your therapy models today, they are talking about having a writing down your sentiments, or keep your release your anger, expression. Because if you see, notice, so our grandmothers were so quiet;
Hmm.
they were not allowed to express,
Hmm.
right? Uh, child marriage. After if you become a widow early, the kind of life you had,
Hmm.
you were not allowed to speak in front of men.
That's true. Hmm.
So all this is actually there, na? Because your great grandmothers and everything they have gone through it.
Hmm.
I think
So
something.
tell me how. So I'm going to try. I'm going to try and understand how, in a current family scenario, when you find certain types of dysfunctionalities, how does that connect with inherited family trauma? Like, for
I
example,
couldn't hear it properly. There is a little bit of disturbance. So
yeah, actually, I was going to ask you, did someone open the window or something? Because I can hear a lot of traffic noise.
yeah,
Okay,
I
it's gone now.
thank you so much.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Somebody closed a window somewhere.
Some window is shut.
And I have no traffic. There are only fields outside my place. Okay, so I was trying to ask you, Doc, that how does dysfunctionality in the current family, how does that connect with inherited family trauma? Especially in the context. So I saw a note from one of our in our audience, Manisha. She she's responded to our original question about what you like about your family.
Manisha Singh.
Manisha Singh, yeah, and she says, "I'm grateful for the fun we have together, but I do hate not being loved and appreciated. I feel I'm not accepted, and my family is a bully."
Oh, the entire family, she's saying.
I guess.
Ask her if it's a family of origin or family after marriage.
Okay, Manisha, is that your own family, or is it the family that you married into? Which one are you referring to? We'll just wait for her to
Yeah, respond.
respond. In the meantime, Doc, I'm going to read out a few more contexts, yeah, and I'd like you to explain to us what's going on here. Anushka says, "My father was never faithful, and he used to have fights with my mom often. Once I found out about his affair with one of my mom's friends, and that led to an ugly divorce. Now he's married and he has another kid, and I don't like him as a person now. I once cheated on my ex-boyfriend, but I was drunk and I feel terrible. I feel very guilty, and I feel like I've become like my father."
Absolutely true. She slowly, so very good. Who's this person?
This is Anushka. Anushka,
Anushka. Yeah.
Anushka shared
So,
this.
Anushka, one more thing: the person you hate the most, you want, and that father went away. Now you want to feel his presence in your life. So the trait that you hated the most, you're creating in yourself to still identify with your father, even though he's not there. So it will become more and more stronger as time goes by. So I would advise her to have she needs to have a good relationship with her father and stop judging the father if she wants to get out of this habit of being unfaithful.
So, Doc, does that mean if you have to stop judging, but how can you stop judging when you feel so much hurt from someone?
Yeah,
How can you
that's
how can you cross over all that hurt and wound uh, and say, okay, I let go of this.
So I'll tell you, so this is what I love about constellation. When we play out the matrix between our parents and father, mother, and our siblings also,
Hmm.
what in that subconscious you are channeling information. So you get a lot of information which is channeled.
Hmm.
So when you are channeling this information, you see that you are in your subconscious mind. My conscious mind control is not there.
Hmm.
I cannot behave in a certain manner. I will exactly behave as to the perception of the parents, right? And
Hmm.
when in that field, you say those words, you express that hurt,
Hmm.
and then we make the person speak the truth statements, then a lot of healing and profound healing takes place. And in this healing, what actually happens is the person becomes so relieved because he's carrying a huge burden. He's carrying this huge ball of emotion, which no matter what, and let me tell you, it is good to write on a piece of paper and express, but the amount of healing this one session does is tremendous, because you don't even know why you are behaving, or you don't even know from where this anger is coming. And you are actually not judging your father. If the father was unfaithful, who judged the father? The
Hmm.
mother.
Hmm.
So whose judgments are you carrying?
The mother's and not yours, actually.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
So
That's
if it's not yours, you don't need to carry it. You can allow your mother to carry those judgments.
hmm.
You can become free.
Hmm.
You can have a better life.
That's interesting. Um, I hope, Anushka, that helped you bring up some awareness and helped you understand this. Doc Manisha has responded back. She says, "My father and mother-in-law do this."
Okay, so it's a family of after marriage.
Yeah, yeah.
So definitely in her family of origin, Manisha Singh's family of origin,
Hmm.
one of her parents or her siblings
Hmm.
or her grandparents could be the bullies. She has to identify, and
Okay.
then she needs to have a family constellation with them. The moment she sees, so she is projecting what she has seen in the family of origin onto her mother-in-law and father-in-law today.
Ah. Okay.
And I always say your mother-in-law is the worst side of your mother.
Oh,
Yes,
really?
yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
So
Okay. Interesting.
if you have judged your mother, if
Huh.
you're angry at your mother-in-law is going to give you good. So you will see that all the time in the in the. So I've worked with clients who had issues with their mother-in-law,
Hmm.
and there was this particular case which comes to me, and this happened 7 8 years back, and this lady had come to me that no matter how hard I try, my husband is never happy with me. So
Hmm.
actually, the issue was never with the husband. The issue was the husband's mother is never happy.
Ah. Okay.
So that whole constellation happened with the mother-in-law.
Huh.
Post that she had this. Means post that in the second constellation I did, we identified that her anger and rage is actually the mother-in-law reminds her of her grandmother, who was very dominating towards her mother. So
Hmm.
that thing she was projecting on the mother-in-law. The moment we released that from the family of origin, her
Hmm.
relationship with the husband also and the mother-in-law also became good.
That's really interesting. It must be quite an it sounds like it's quite an experience to go through as well as a process. So this
Yeah.
is not with her, and it doesn't matter whether that person is where it's originating from, where the trauma is originating from, whether that person is alive or not, right?
Yeah, yeah. Even I have got many people coming to me and they say, but that person is never alive.
Hmm.
I never met him in my entire life. My grandmother passed away long before I was born, or my
Hmm.
grandmother passed away when I was 8 10 years old. I don't know how she was. I never met her so much. Yeah, she stayed with my mother for 3 4 years.
Hmm.
Uh, But but your father was with your grandmother for a long time, and you are your father's daughter,
Hmm.
right? So you carry that grandmother in you.
Hmm.
So she
That's
will definitely come in the matrix.
That's interesting. Dr. Anushka's, and I'm going to raise another question from Vibhavri as well, but I just want to close out this conversation with Anushka. She says, my father never cared about me or my brother, and I always feel betrayed. I don't understand how someone can leave their kids.
Anushka said that.
Yeah.
So basically, I really see, I cannot offhand answer this for
Huh.
Anushka unless Anushka comes for a session and then we understand what the father has to say.
Hmm.
And here, what happens if Anushka takes a session? She will understand what was happening in the father's mind
Okay.
and what was the reason. Maybe the mother, he didn't feel enough respected by the mother.
Hmm.
And let me tell you, when I'm so sorry, Anushka, this is nothing to judge your mother, but when the wife does not respect a husband, normally the husband, I'm not again saying that the husband is right or wrong, but it precipitates. So whatever is already there. For example, today we talk about climatic changes. Already the
Hmm.
climate is rising. Now, even if we keep on putting more pollution, it will rise more, right? It is still there.
Hmm.
The problem is there. We are supposed to not do anything to expound the problem,
Slow
right?
it down rather than to add to it
Yeah.
further.
So already the father could have a gene of being unfaithful, or basically the father being unfaithful is actually his issue with his father
Hmm. Hmm.
and his mother. So that issue gets needs to get resolved for even her to find some balance.
Hmm. Okay.
And yeah, and
That's really interesting, Doc, because in fact, Vibhavri's question was this. Yeah. She's talking about, when you mentioned about the egg, she says that if the feelings imprinted on the egg are there when I was conceived, I may be carrying it too, and maybe my children carry the imprint from my issues with my husband. How can
right.
family constellations help me to clear my children of the pattern so that their future life is smooth with their wife and children?
Yeah, so definitely because what you have felt with your husband, and
Hmm.
you felt in the entire time when you had your child in your womb. So I just now got a client yesterday only when she's saying I'm pregnant, but I'm not happy. I feel that my husband is not being responsible. Now
Hmm.
she's pregnant and she's feeling her husband is not being responsible because maybe he doesn't want that responsibility. So it is overwhelming for many people to become a father.
Hmm.
They want to remain the most baby child and happy, and especially this has happened with the youngest of the family.
Hmm.
Okay, because they have been the pampered lot. So now he's not coming home and all that. All that trauma is going into the child.
Hmm.
Now interestingly, because I know the client and I have met her 10 years back and we have worked on some of her issues, and today she has a different issue,
Hmm.
was that her own father was an alcoholic
Oh.
and gave a lot of grief to her mother.
Hmm.
Today, when she's becoming pregnant, the husband is doing the same. Do you understand? So it is family constellation. It is her father acting out. Her projection, her thought process of her father not being present is actually she's projecting on the husband. 2, 3 sessions and it will be gone.
Doc, tell us. There are more questions over there, and maybe actually, I should probably raise this one before we continue. Seema says, Richard, can you ask Gitanjali? My mother is more like my mother-in-law. She is strict, and I'm not. So I think she's referring to her future mother-in-law, and she says, my mother's just like her, and she's strict, she's not married as yet, but it's a mess. How does one deal with what should Seema be looking at? What should she be looking for?
In a new mother in law.
Hmm. In this situation, what should she look at to understand the situation?
Okay, so see, she herself said that my mother is like my mother in law.
Hmm.
So there is a lot of animosity already there between Seema and her mother that needs to get. See, this is not just the mother-in-law; she's projecting it wrongly. If your relationship with your mother is not good, Forget anybody else. Your relationship with your children, your relationship with your husband is not going to. That's the first primary. See, mother is the nurturer. A
Hmm.
child only looks for the mother.
Hmm.
Father's role comes in at 8-10. But if the mother feels the father absent, then that will go to the child. But again, from where it is going? From the mother,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
And now what happens is this lady, this Seema, needs to actually work on her relationship with her mother, sort out her issues with her mother in a constellation. And this cannot happen. Let me tell you, this cannot happen consciously. When you consciously try, at the moment they tell you, you are again back to the same angry part.
Hmm.
And then she will start seeing that this will shift her mother in law, this will also shift her husband, and even her future children.
Hmm.
She needs to let go.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
She
That.
cannot carry so much of anger. And if she keeps on carrying, she can also, the more she rejects, see, there are a lot of things, the one time is either you become enmeshed or completely you identify with one of the parent,
Hmm.
or you reject the parent.
Doc, tell us a little bit, explain this concept of enmeshment, please.
Enmeshment is what you spoke earlier. You just become like your father. Your anger of your father is there with you. So you are so much enmeshed with your father.
Hmm.
Got it? And that is completely enmeshment or identification. Or because you don't like your father at all, you completely reject him. So here Seema is rejecting the mother. So,
Hmm.
so many problems are coming. She's
Okay.
not like the mother, she's rejecting the mother.
Ah, okay.
She's not ready to receive from the mother.
Okay. Okay. So, Doc, tell us about um, how, how does family constellation work? And what is family constellation all about? How does it tie in with all of this? How does it help us to make sense?
Okay, so I used to think, how does it work? How can it work? Till the time I attended a first constellation in 2009 and 10.
Hmm.
Okay, I think so. It was way back 2007, 8. Also, I attended one of the constellations. Started learning a little bit from there, and I was amazed. I was amazed that people whom I didn't know were actually, uh, behaving just like my father and behaving just like my mother.
Hmm.
And my current day issues were actually my anger at my parents or my unmet needs with them. And the first session itself was so profound, and it started shifting. The shift is sometimes like, magic. And you start feeling lighter. The main thing here is lighter. You're more open to receiving love. See, because of our judgments we block our parents.
Hmm.
Same way may our parents have blocked their parents.
Ah, okay.
Their parents have blocked their parents. So now you are what? From a dysfunctional family, na?
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
that's why in a constellation you will see suddenly after the father, mother, the grandfather comes in.
Hmm.
Sometimes the grandmother comes in. If your father has issues with both, then those will come in. And then over a period of time, your life shifts drastically because your inner microcosm has changed, has healed, is no longer carrying the burden or trauma. And there are certain facts that even you don't know about the family which are brought into light. It's a very powerful matrix. I don't know if anybody has gone for a constellation, but it's a very powerful uh, matrix. And um, I used to first work with clients only. So we used to have meetings where, 5 6 people would come up, everybody would discuss their issues, and I would make other people participate, and they used to participate. But then within a year I thought this is not working for me, because I had some clients who would say, I don't feel anything. And you will find these people, they're so bottled, they are so taught to be the good ones, to suppress their feelings by their parents, that they are not ready to feel the feelings. Do you understand?
Hmm.
So when they're not ready to feel of course they are good for that part, but for me the healing of the client is more important. So that is why I started training people for family constellation. And I have my own team of constellation people. So anytime we have a client coming in, they just need to sit. They don't need to stand and they don't need to participate. No, I don't do that because I saw that so much of healing doesn't happen.
So they sit in on it.
Yeah, they just sit in. Like you, if you're a client, you will tell me I have this problem. Fine, we will have people. They will work, and you will resonate with everybody.
Hmm.
So even yesterday, I was doing a constellation, and we were working on a person. He's been employed, but whatever work he's supposed to do, he's not able to do. So suddenly, it was brought into forth that the father was a very, very brilliant person, and this person is mediocre compared to the father. So, do you understand? A lot of complex. And he said, I procrastinate a lot. I said, yeah, because there's fear of failure, because the father is so good.
Hmm.
I cannot match up to my father. So, if I can't match up to my father, let me now not totally, not do anything. And his own mother, the mother's energy came in as, I keep on praying, and I just am in my room and I keep on counting money and I want to clean everything. And he said that his mother has OCD traits. Now, this was not known to my people, right?
Yeah.
This was not known to my people.
Hmm.
So then, of course, it makes a lot of shift and things like that. So
How
it was a huge
fantastic.
thing.
I want to actually talk to a couple of your students, Doc. I'm going to ask the team if, because I want to understand from them also how their experience of learning family constellation is like. Yeah. I'm going to just check for Shakila. If Shakila's here, I can see Mayur, of course. Shall we hear from Shakila first?
Hi,
Hi,
Shakila.
Shakila.
Hello.
Shakila, you've learned family constellation.
Yes.
How, tell us how it's, what attracted you towards it and how are you using it?
So first of all, I'll introduce myself. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, we
Yeah.
can.
So I've been a healer since long. I am a tarot card reader. I practice hypnosis, and I'm a Reiki healer. And one of the modality I practice extensively is family constellation therapy. That I learned from Dr. Geetanjali Saxena.
Okay.
And she's one of the best trainer. I found her one of the best facilitator and a therapist. I really loved her style of teaching. She's amazing. And
Shakila, tell us what attracts you about family constellation.
so it's one of the best healing modality. I say people practice different modalities. I practice different modalities, but I find it best because it gives the it gives the healing immediately. It's quite intense, and it's also kind of psychotherapy.
Hmm.
So apart from healing, it is like it's a complete package of counseling, healing, and you get your own. People could get to know, immediately what are the root causes of their problems.
Hmm. Did it bring anything up
And
for you in particular in your own context in in your life?
yeah, so what all entanglements I was going through, I healed all those. I found through family constellation therapy, and the root causes of the problems, entanglements. I
Can you
got
give
to
us an
know. I worked
example?
on it
Would you be okay?
for my own healing, and I'm now applying it to my clients. I'm now working under Dr. Geetanjali Saxena.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you
So
so much, Shakira. Thank you.
you're welcome. You're welcome.
Doc, can we also hear from Anupama? Anupama is also um, a practicing family constellation person, right? Anupama, can you hear me?
Anupama, you're on mute, darling. Can you unmute yourself? I think she needs to be unmuted.
Yeah, yeah.
Hi.
Good morning.
Morning, Anupama. Anupama, tell us how you chose family constellation. Why did you choose to learn family constellation?
You know what? I think I'll just talk a little about myself only first. My journey kind of began about 10 to 15 years back into spirituality and spiritual healing. And the first person that I formally actually trained under for past life regression therapy was Dr. Geetanjali.
Mm-hmm.
And since the 15 years, I've been bowled over by her because she has an excellent way of connecting to your, strings. And I thought I've learned one modality and that's good enough for me. I don't need to learn more and kind of just function in one. But when I used to constantly kind of interact with her and I used to see her processes, I realized that she uses, she's got this immense knowledge and she uses it cross functionally. And so there were certain clients which were stuck, in a PLR. So then I would ask her, then she probably should do a family constellation. And I didn't kind of believe in it. I said, I don't know, somehow it just didn't click to me. But of late, when I saw cases and I saw her doing it, I realized that there is that connect. And that's when I actually started learning family constellation through her. And it has the vibrational shifts that take place are way more visible, through this therapy. And that's how I kind of got into it and I started practicing it.
How fabulous! How fabulous! Um, Anupama, tell me a little bit about what were the things that you discovered in your own life when you learned family constellation?
The first thing is that you do meditation and you can connect to the cosmos, but when you do family constellation, those vibrations are felt throughout your body and you can actually understand those energies operating around you. So it actually becomes like you're in another world and you can connect with those energies and you're getting answers, you're getting guidances, you're getting the issues that are there. So
Hmm.
recognizing those subtle energies that are actually surrounding you
Hmm.
was what actually got me really intrigued with this whole process.
So,
Hmm.
And
basically, what
then
she's trying to tell you is how did it affect you? What was your journey here? Right? Am I correct, Ruchira?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Means what did you realize as a person? What was basically, your projections and something which changed for you?
yeah,
That's
so
the
that's
question
what
to
I mean.
Shakira.
When I was kind of doing this, these vibrations brought that change within me, you know.
So,
Can you give
what
an
came?
example of the change?
So the healing happened within me. And the way that I actually approached the world was way different.
Yeah.
I was one of those strict ones and those disciplinarians and wanted things actually in a particular manner with my children, and I realized, I'm not the controller,
Hmm.
and I let go, and that flow of energy has brought in so much of positivity into the house. So by doing that, that's how I brought those shifts that took place. And I've come across people also who probably needed those shifts and they also have shifted along with it.
Great,
That's how it helped me,
great.
you know.
Thank you so much.
So, when you were becoming the disciplinarian, you're following your mother or you're following your father? Who was the disciplinarian in your family?
I'm following my father.
See, that's what she
Yeah.
wants to know.
And I think Gitanjali knows the story of my father also, who's now suffering from dementia.
Right.
And the minute I kind of, connect with him, he does not respond to anybody, but now he responds only to me. So I feel that that connect is there, and
Yeah.
that was my journey.
Yeah, it's very painful to see a parent not being able to connect, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Actually, very painful.
So
yeah, yeah. That's true. That's true. Thank you so much, Anupama. Thank you for sharing that.
thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you, Geetanjali, for coming into my life.
Thanks, Anupama. Wonderful having you here.
Doc, there's a bunch of people who are
Hope to see
asking.
you in Delhi soon. Yeah.
All right. Doc, there's a bunch of people who are asking about how does the modality work in terms of, do you address things one by one, or does it have some instant benefits? What are the benefits of doing family constellation?
Okay, so see, family constellation. Suppose if I see, I know I do so many things,
Hmm.
but I love family constellation. I always say that because at one point of time, within even one session, I can see an immediate shift in my father, on my mother, on my son.
Okay.
Okay, um, and I don't know, but you can basically address one problem at one time, even if people will come with two. So I'm recently working out with a case. She requires a H-1B visa in the United States,
Hmm.
and I don't know, but I get a lot of cases from there for the visa. And the first constellation itself, we found out that this lady was separated from her mother for 6 months. Separated means completely separated. She was born and she was given to the grandmother. And it
Oh.
was a very rich household. So there was no dearth of nannies and people to take care of, but she never got in touch with her mother for 6 months.
Hmm.
And now you will think, why in the process of H-1B visa this is coming?
Hmm.
But mother is the primary person to receive.
That's true. Yeah.
You are away from the mother. So the client herself is telling me, it's okay. I was with my grandmother. There were servants. My mother was there only in the other room, in the down. We were up on the fourth floor. But a child doesn't know that. So that is something which we call is as a interrupted outreach. The child cannot reach the mother. So I'm trying to suppose hold this cup and I can't reach the cup. So much of movement, so much of energy will just come in pulling, but I'm still not getting anything.
Ah.
So in spite of even being in US for 10 years, she's not getting her proper visa. Do you understand the connection?
Hmm.
She's trying to reach out to the mother, she's not getting it. Same way she's trying to reach for good things in her life, she's not getting it. The husband's relationship is already gone for a toss. The husband was an alcoholic and a, you know, a superbly educated person, means the tops, and he turned into an alcoholic. Why? Because her projection, mother is not there.
Hmm.
So this will now stop getting her everything in life: good job, good relationship, good health. Now we have done about 3 to 4 sessions with her. The H-1B visa says, I'm ready, I'm here, I can, you can get me anytime. But she herself is not able to reach.
That's really
So
interesting that I would have never thought about not getting an H-1B visa being linked to, a separation from your mother in your childhood.
yeah,
Because
and,
you're right. Very often we look back and we remember an incident from our childhood very differently because we're looking at it as adults, I presume. And, we'd say, oh, I don't feel in that I had
but
separation. I
6 months is a huge time. For a child, even 6 days is a huge time.
Hmm.
So it's a huge time, and it's not easy.
So, Doc, do you mean that
And
that's
it will always not be the mother. I have worked on other cases. There can be anger against the father.
okay?
There
Tell
can
us.
be, yeah. So I remember we had worked. In fact, Mayur was with me at that time when we were working, and we had worked on my own brother. My brother was in the US for about how many years? 2000 to 2010-11. He was not getting his visa. Every time the visa process would keep on, he was not getting his green card actually. And whenever I would introduce my brother's energies, so I started working on him in 2010-11 onwards. And whenever I would introduce the brother's energies and the visa, he would say, I don't want it. And he would be on the phone and saying, you know, something, I want that green card of you, United States. I don't give a damn how you do it, but you need to do it. And my brother was not here physically for the sessions in India. He was in the United States. And we would do sessions. I would do about 2 sessions a month. It took me 6 to 8 months, but he got his green card after that.
Wow.
And every time there was so much of anger towards his father. See, people think one part is over. Hello, one part is over at one time, but there is a series of angry people. You cannot just put one part. So I worked that much for my own brother, and it was very difficult for him to get, because he would just outrightly come and say, I don't want it. Here at least the people are saying we want it.
Hmm.
And that anger he was actually carrying off my mother towards my father.
Hmm.
So they were having a very unhappy relationship when he was being born.
That's
So things have been very difficult for him in life. Lord, life has been a great struggle compared to the other children.
hmm.
So it's only after those sessions that we did that he got the green card. Life has been smoother. And now, though, he has changed a lot. There was so much of anger. There was a problem between him and his wife that got resolved.
How
So
fabulous.
he would be the same angry person everywhere. So the unspoken anger against the father, he was projecting everywhere. Authority, with the wife, with the child.
Hmm.
So that has gone completely. And that will help in his health also, because anger is important. It has to be released from your system.
Hmm.
So this is from my personal case.
That's really remarkable, Lucius. And I know, well, I've done some little bits of family constellation myself, and I know the amount of um, shift that you definitely get, especially when you've got issues around partners, mother, father. Like I'll give my example. I grew up with my mother being super loving, and I used to find that almost smothering. And as a result, I became quite reserved about, when I'm affection, when I'm showing my affection, etc. I'm a lot more reserved. And through family constellation, it was incredible that I didn't realize that how I behaved in my relationships was directly linked to how I felt with regards to my mother's behavior towards me. So it's really, really remarkable. Doc, what other issues does family constellation help with?
For everything,
Okay.
for everything it helps. I don't know a single issue which cannot be resolved through constellation. But there are some cases which I don't take, especially schizophrenia. I don't take. Because schizophrenia I don't take only as a therapy. It's a lot. It's not because I can't do it. People
Hmm.
don't have the patience. I'll tell them work with me for 3 5 years. I don't know whether they'll be able to give that much time.
Okay.
Yeah, because it is lots and lots of small things which have to be released from a lot of family.
Okay.
That is something that, I don't do it. And all the other cases, anxiety, panic disorders, panic attacks, Parkinson's. I'm working right now with bulbar palsy.
Okay.
Which case came to me just, I think so, 4 sessions back. People who are working with me, they know, maybe knowing is Shakila works with me. So she normally helps me in those sessions. And the person is showing a marked improvement. So for
Hmm.
bulbar palsy, it's again a kind of a autoimmune. You cannot walk and all that. And they have tried Ayurveda because allopathy has nothing. And in 4 sessions, the mother has. So what he came to me with a very realistic expectation. He said, Doctor, I know it may not go. It was already set in the body, but can you arrest? And those were his exact words. Can you arrest the deterioration? And I said, if you're ready to work, I can arrest the deterioration. And he said, I don't mind over how much period of time we work. I said, see, for your mother, we will at least require one session a month, if after a year or so. That's fine with me. But she should not deteriorate. So, and in 4 sessions, when we are seeing a huge shift of bulbar palsy, and that is all coming from the mother, not accepting the mother because the mother is so dominating. So, when you get such
Hmm.
kind of diseases, your feminine energy is the energy which is disturbed. Your feminine energy reflects in your relationships, in your health, in your money, in your quotient with how you interact with your employees. So
Hmm.
it actually works for everything, I would say.
Doc, shall we take everyone through a
Yeah.
little excerpt of Family Constellation? Yeah.
Yeah. So I would like to do two things. If we have the time, we will do two demos. Otherwise, we'll just do one demo.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want all of you to write down whether how was your relationship with your parents, and if you have dolls in your house or you just have pillows, I want you to keep a pillow for your father and one pillow get guided if you, there is a room. And I just want you to keep these two pillows. One person, make that person your father, and make that the other person your mother. And then slowly close your eyes. Means, shall we start? Is everybody there? I need a
Yeah, yeah. We'll just check in quickly. You need everyone to
we will
have.
give them 5 minutes to first arrange everything.
Okay.
Keep the pillows. If you don't have pillows, you can keep those crystals. If people have, most of them are healers out here. You can keep crystals with you.
Okay.
You have
Okay.
angel figurines. You can keep an angel figurine with you.
Okay. And Doc, while everyone is arranging for the either pillows or the crystals, I wanted to ask you because we had thought about checking with you on this. There is a lot of similarity between past life regression, hypnosis, and
Can't hear you.
how is family constellation different? Can you hear me
So,
now?
yeah.
Hmm.
Now, past life regression takes you back to your past life or your current life past,
How?
right?
Yeah.
And there's also a lot of healing in that. Okay, I love past life regression, but everybody cannot get into a past life regression, so we do inner child therapy. That's perfectly fine, and it heals the issue. But normally what I do is I use a combination. Now I cannot heal my mother through my past life, can I?
True.
I can't, because I need to work on her past life or her as a person to heal her.
Hmm.
Neither can I get access to my nani through my past life. So the ancestral stuff which is there, the inherited trauma from the ancestors, which needs to be resolved, cannot be done with any other therapy, right? I need people. I need people to be standing in for those ancestors, your mother, your father, and to be thinking and talking what is in their life, what is their unexpressed hope, emotions.
Hmm.
And only when we resolve that trauma. So suppose if so my I can I should I give my this thing or should I give clients? Um, so I had this client, right? She
Mhm.
came to me to get married.
Okay.
Now, when I heard the story, she said she so told me that she's never seen her father. Her father left her when she was only 1 year old.
Hmm.
So the masculine energy is not there in her life. The actual channel of energy has gone to UK or London somewhere. He went and he never came back. Now,
Hmm.
this is a very interesting case, and we have done this. When she came to me in 2016-17, she said, I want to get married, and she was not able to get married. Now, I looked at her and I said, see, you do not have a masculine energy. I will do sessions from your mother's side. She has had masculine energy. She had a father. She even had a husband for a brief amount of time. So through her, this thing, and I said, your mother need not come. So I will first introduce your mother then I will introduce you, then the boy for marriage, the third person who will play that, and then these are three things I start with normally. Automatically, the mother's anger towards the father, the absent father, started coming in the matrix.
Wow.
And after I did with her about 8 to 10 sessions, and she was consistent. I liked that about her. I said it will take time. What actually happened was she started getting, within the 4 5 sessions, she got started getting proposals of marriage. Then she said, I don't like it. I said, see, here I'm not here to give you what you want. The universe has decided, the universe has decided that according to your capacity, this is the best you can get.
Hmm.
So I would like to, get this kind of a person in my life, but am I this kind of a person to attract this kind of a person? People don't see that.
Hmm.
The expectations are too much. Okay. So I said, this is, and believe me, that person said, I want to get married. No, I do not want to get married. I said, now my work is over. You want to continue healing, you do that. Well, they know, but I want to get married to this particular person. I said, that I can't promise. So because she wanted to get married, she was rejecting this person. Finally, I was very angry when she rejected the proposal. But we continued healing for more 3 4 sessions. So ultimately, she ended up with 8 to 10 because in the fourth and fifth session only she got the proposal of marriage.
Hmm.
And by the 8 and 10 session, what was very different was then I said, I think so. You should stop coming. Let's take a break and then let's see. But she took a break of 6 months, and in those 6 months, strange things happened to her. Her father, who was never in touch with them, she somehow, and I said, you should try to physically try to connect to your father, like how I told, I think so, Seema, or I don't
Yeah.
remember whom I said. You should try to physically, she tried to reach out to him. The
Hmm.
father himself was going through a problematic marriage wherever he was. He wanted to leave. He came back to them in
Oh.
India, and they started a business together, the daughter and the father.
Hmm.
So when she came back to me, she said, I am still with this person that I want to get married. The marriage is not happening because his parents are not agreeing. I said, maybe we can work there, but I don't work on particular people. I can work on marriage, but don't tell me I want to work on this person to get married to me. That becomes difficult unless this person comes to me, right? And your father started living, the wife got the husband back, and she was very happy to just get the father back. And so, do you understand? She didn't have the male energy.
Hmm.
And just 2 years back, she told me that, yes, I finally found somebody. I didn't get married to that person, but I finally found myself somebody else whom I can get married to. I
Wonderful.
said, so maybe the soul, the child, the soul wanted something to do with the father,
Hmm.
and to get that time with the father
Hmm.
before she could find a man to get married to.
That's really interesting. That's very interesting. Doc, shall we go ahead? So I just want to remind everyone that the demo that we're doing right now is for everyone, right,
Yeah, it's
Doc?
there for everyone.
All right.
Even Mayur can do it. Even Dr. Anupama can do it. Even Shakila can do it if they want. And
Fantastic.
have you kept those pillows?
So they just need the two pillows, or
Yeah,
they need
yeah.
two crystals, right?
So yeah, two crystals, two pillows, or two puppets, anything.
Two of anything,
Yeah,
any
yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right.
And I want all of them to close their eyes and regress to a age, or feel, imagine, or visualize that they are at a particular age where the disconnect happened with the father figure. We'll start with the father first.
Okay.
Especially people who have authority issues, career issues can do that.
Okay.
At what age did you have a disconnect with your father? Regress to that age. And as you regress to that age, I want you to look, open your eyes from the age of the whatever you are, and look at the father and feel, what are you feeling towards the father? What is the emotion you hold for him? And I want you to now, with small baby steps, start going towards your father. You may experience difficulty. If at some point, if your legs become heavy, just stand there and say, Father, I want to come to you. I want to reach you. I want to get your blessings. If you can physically do it, then do it. If you can physically start walking, if you can't physically walk for whatever reason, I want you to imagine your father in front of you. Even if he's dead, even if you do not have him, even if your mother divorced, you still had a father. You were born from a mother and a father. The father gives you life. Maybe you're angry with him because he left early. And I want you to put your hands in front, both the hands, and say, Father, I want to receive from you. Thank you for the gift of life. Thank you for being there. Thank you for being a provider as much as you could. And you may feel yourself crying through this exercise. If you feel that, please do it. It is a catharsis. Feel the presence of your father. Feel your father's arms are around you, enfolding you. Take as much love as you can from your father. Take as much love as you can from your father. If you were not able to reach your father when you were young, or maybe somebody blocked that pathway, today is the time to feel all those emotions. Maybe your mother did not allow you to go to your father. Say, Father, you are the big one and I'm the small one. I receive and you give. Hold me tightly, Father, because today I'm ready to receive everything that you can give me. Father, please love me, hold me. Take as much love as you can. And now, turn towards your mother. She has kept you in her womb for 9 months. Look at her and say, Thank you for nurturing me, for being with me. Thank you for carrying me. I may sometimes get angry at you. I may sometimes neglect all that you have done for me. And in that, there is a possibility that I may reject you. So, if any way I have rejected you, I am today ready to embrace you. Receive all your love. I'm ready to receive all your love, all your care. Feel an umbilical cord from the mother getting connected to you, no matter where she is now. And get connected. Receive from her as much as you can. It's the mother's love. Let it flow from her umbilical cord to yours. Just feel her embracing you, enveloping you in that hug which you always wanted. But somehow you did not get. Allow yourself to feel that love. If there are tears rolling down, please allow these tears to be there, washing away all the anger, resentment that you may be carrying for your mother. Say, I stop judging you. What you gave me is enough, more than enough. I owe my life to you. This is the greatest gift, and I cherish it and I treasure it. And I will make something out of my life because you have given me this greatest gift. So it's upon me now to create a life from this energy that you have given me. Thank you so much. And you can open your eyes.
Thanks, Doc. We'll just wait for everyone to come out of that. That was quite deep, I think, and quite intense as a process.
Well, if somebody cried, then that process was deep for the person. But it's all, it takes time to release your pent up emotions.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It does. It does. Well, just tell us how you feel in the Telegram group. If there was something that came up. I have some questions already, Doc. In the meantime, Seema has said thanks, but isn't it dangerous with a toxic parent reconnection?
No, 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 no. The more you reconnect, the more the toxicity will become less.
Okay. Uh, Nagesh says, I have nothing to complain about my parents. They have
Very,
done whatever they could wholeheartedly.
very nice. It's
And
not about complaint, it's about reconnecting to your parents.
hmm, gosh, and I can see Shakila's all teary. Shakila, I hope you feel better through this. Rita says, tears came, but didn't roll down. Neil says, seems so good to reconnect, especially with the father again. With mother, it's always there, but the hurt was holding it back. So happy to acknowledge the ever present love.
Yeah. Yeah. So that is important, that it was always there, but you reconnected.
Hmm. Rekha says, good experience while reconnecting to my father. The tears came and my throat was tight.
Yes.
Doc, what would be a follow up for this process? What would you do?
So see, basically the follow-up for this process is lots. Um, if they can do this even when they are, for next 21 days, even to reconnect to their own parents, the way we did it right now. Maybe
Yeah.
just a tissue. Maybe the way they can hear this audio, which I did,
Hmm.
and they can just reconnect. I know it would be a lot of work for them, but if they can do that, it would really, really help them to let go of whatever issues. I don't know how much it will happen. It is going to be different for different people, but
Yeah.
it will definitely help them to resolve certain things in their life if they do it for at least for 21 days.
Hmm.
But the same process. Now, why? Because if anything is there, till the time you feel that you can effortlessly move towards your parents, you
Hmm.
can effortlessly feel their presence around you, and you can receive.
Wonderful. I have some more comments coming up. Vibhavari says, oh, okay. She says, please post the call
There
replay.
is Shakila ji who wants to say something. Deep Lakshmi, they have put raised their hands.
Yeah, we'll just, Shakila, just put it into the Telegram group. And I'll request Deepa Lakshmi as well to do the same. Sonia says, I was crying when connecting with my father. I have lots of problems with my father having orthodox views and dominating my mother. And he expects me to become submissive too. So I'm finding difficulty in getting a life partner who doesn't dominate me and who doesn't treat me equally. What is your suggestion?
For whom? To get some sessions.
Sonia.
Sonia, you need some sessions if you're finding, because the problem is acute. This process which I did is just for minor things. It's a deeper issues here at play.
Hmm.
There are things already set, so she will require sessions. So maybe
Okay.
she can sign up for the 5 sessions thing which you're offering.
Bharti says my left side of neck is constricted on father's connection. She feels a little bit of constriction.
Amazing, amazing. Because see, that is how your body responds. That is so much of emotions here.
Ah,
But the main thing, the left side is a feminine side. Why is that constricted? So maybe her father had issues with the mother, which is getting released through this. And
okay.
she has absorbed it. And it's there in the neck. Amazing.
Doc, is there something that she can do to release it?
See, right now we don't know. We can take it up if you want as a next demo. I have my people, they will work. But that's
All
the
right.
only thing I can help her with right
Okay.
now.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Otherwise,
Okay.
I will have to.
Bharti, just hang around. We will try and fit in another demo, and that there we can try and address this. Um, Anjana says, had an excellent experience with my parents. Seema says, I felt a little cringe walking towards my father because he barely contributed. I think that's what she says. Nagesh says, tears come out without fail whenever I think about parents. Dilip says, felt great connecting to my parents with tears in my eyes. Meeta says, had no emotions.
So then she's blocked. Nita is blocked. She needs some sessions to release the blocked emotion.
Okay.
She has stopped feeling. You fear feeling the feelings.
Hmm.
So
Ah, okay.
blocked.
Okay. Asha says, thank you so much for the short session. Tears rolling down my eyes. Felt very much happy and light, especially while feeling their love. Hug, didn't want to leave them. Thank you so much, Dr. Geetanjali. Timori says, I got gifted parents. I lost my dad 16 years back, but it's good to recall. Tears flow on the face. It's so nice. Mom, I take care of her and she does the same for me. Bharti says, I need to apologize to my mother. And Gurjeet says, thank you so much. I could feel my parents' energy touching my palms.
Very good.
Manisha says, my middle back hurts. Is it that the body is releasing the emotions?
Yes. So you can understand now those body aches and pains that you have. And
Hmm.
basically, she could be having issues of support,
Okay. Okay. Where she feels a lack of support?
lack
Or,
of support. The back.
okay. Rekha says, my parents were totally into each other, and all their four children had no place in their lives.
Oh,
After coming,
neglect. Neglect.
after coming so far, I have finally, I think she says, I have excused them. Anjana says, still tears are rolling down. And Rekha's adding that things are not very good in my life, and I feel a part of me is dead forever. Are these things that, so Doc, I want
So
to
when
ask.
she see her words are so profound. A part of me is dead forever. This indicates a dead child or somebody who is dead, the ancestor in the family. There is some grief up where the mother could not grieve for the child. First initially we had so many children, 10, 10, 12, 12, and some child would die.
Hmm.
So see the words dead. It is actually telling her that there is some issue,
So, Doc,
something.
that means that it's not just that she felt neglect from her parents. The deeper grief, etc., could be something that she's simply carrying on behalf of someone else in the family.
Okay, so because I feel this neglect, I get enmeshed with somebody who felt the similar thing unknowingly.
Okay.
So today I don't have my own neglect, I have the neglect of that person. So it's like an elliptical consciousness. And I feel what I feel as this current person as well as this person who was neglected. So
Hmm.
this enmeshment needs to go. So she just needs to deal with her, which may be just 20%. Do you understand? So you carry so much of burdens from your ancestors unknowingly,
Hmm.
and you enmesh. Yesterday I got a case. I was doing this consultation the night 11 o'clock because she said, I want to meet you today only. And she has ascites and she has cyclothorax. That means there is fluid in the throat. When I found out the history, I found out that her mother's mother, that means the father's mother, she died. The father's mother, the grandmother whom she's never met, she died after she gave birth to a child. That is, the first child was there, then the second was the father. At 7 months, she died of an illness. And this lady she got COVID at the 8th month. She was pregnant, her child died, and then she got this disease. So a lot of similarity. So somewhere when she had this COVID, she enmeshed with the grandmother unknowingly. And within 4 months created ascites as well as cyclothorax.
Oh gosh. And
And
then
Chennai right now, all the way she had to travel because for 40 days she was in a hospital in Assam. They couldn't diagnose. She's in
hmm.
Apollo, Chennai. And now she got discharged and she said this. So I said, see, you need to do this. We can work that out. She said something about black magic. I said, I'm so sorry, there's no black magic. This is this. I don't know whether she understood. She would have accepted if I had said black magic. I didn't want to say something which is not there.
Hmm.
If it is there, I say, but if it is not there, then you can't just talk. And so I said, you need to do sessions and this thing. Let me see if she comes back. If she comes back, it's good. But this is what. So unknowingly, she has stepped into the grandmother who died, and
Oh,
she's following that destiny. I just need to dissociate and she'll be fine.
And you can do that with
Yes, constellation. That is one thing we can do with constellation, which I can't do with past life regression. I can't do with hypnosis. I can't do anywhere else.
Hmm. Okay. Okay.
Dissociation.
Okay. So, Doc, we'll come back if we have a little bit of time. We'll come back to that demo with Bharti. In the meantime, I do want to quickly share with everyone the Family Constellation workshop as well as sessions that you have offers on today. Can I do that? Is that okay, Doc?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, of
All right.
course. I'm more than comfortable.
All right, and then I also want to hear from Mayur because I know Mayur has learned from you. So just one second, I'm going to share my screen. There's lots, and till then, maybe I'm going to ask Shakila to unmute because I know she wanted to say something. Shakila, can you hear us? Shakila, what was it that you wanted to share? I've put in a request to.
Yes.
Right.
So when doctor made us do this activity, reaching towards our parents, so I had this interrupted outreach towards my mother.
Can you hear us?
I can hear. I don't know about anybody else.
Yeah, I'm there. 1 second. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah. So reaching towards mother was difficult initially. When every time we do this activity, I was finding very difficult to reach because I was my father's daughter. You know, so I faced a lot of problems in my own marriage because I couldn't, draw enough femininity from my own mother.
Great. Very good. Very good of you to share.
Yeah. So doctor also taught us that when once we enter into our teens, after becoming adult, we should enter into the mother. If we are women, we should enter into the mother's sphere of influence and draw femininity from mother's lineage of all femininity. We draw. So we collect, we draw from her. If we do not, if we have interrupted outreach towards mother, we lack in femininity and somehow our relationship, I faced a lot of issues in my own relationship with my husband. So today when I connect with her, with my mother, through these activities, I'm able to connect to her. I'm able to, ask for her support. So now I'm having, I share good rapport with my mother. So now I am like seeing the things are changing in my own personal life, in my marriage.
That's fabulous. That's fabulous. Thank you so much, Shakira.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. Okay, Doc, tell us, share with us what do we learn when we go through family constellations, and of course, what are the offers that you have for everyone today?
Okay, yeah. So I think we've got lots and lots of offers. Means different type of offers we are having. I think, right?
Yes, we do.
So let's first start with that is this schedule that from the 10th to the 16th we'll be working every day from 11:30 to 5:30. Now this can extend. So once I will have my own personal group, I may extend this timing. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So it can start from maybe 10:30 to about 6 o'clock. Okay. So that's fine. This is the general time, but after 2-3 days, if I see that we need to do more, I do that in my workshops. Okay, because I prefer to give a lot of practice, especially if it is constellation, because I can't stop a constellation and people are training. So it can go beyond the required time. So in that case, after the second, third day, we will increase. The first day it will start at 11:30. Okay. So the first day, level 1 will be from 10th to 12th of March, from 11:30 to 5:30 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. By the second day or the third day, we will increase the timing. I'm again very openly saying in this group. And for this, I would require people to be 100% present. I cannot work with people who's who cannot give their 100% in this workshop, because then you will not learn. And I really wish everybody should learn. It's an interesting modality. Even doing one level helps you so much in your awareness. And if you are a healer already, you can do it yourself, or you can those exercises will help you resolve your own issues. So we have one constellation per person in that. So if you join the entire thing, you would be having 3 constellations. If you are joining the first level, you'll be having 1 constellation. It's part of the group process.
Okay.
And it will be facilitated by me, because we have to learn, and we learn through demos, right? This is the main thing, that you learn through demos.
Hmm.
And so they will be having their own, so that their own issue, whatever it is, needs to get resolved, it will get resolved. At the same point of time, they will understand the connection to their mother, father, lineage, family tree, and everything will be done in the level 1.
Hmm.
Okay. So level 1 will be there, and level 2 and 3 are combined, and they have a little bit of more extended timings, because now we are trying to get it in 7 days. That's why the timing also increases, nothing more than that.
Okay.
And the level 2, I think so. So all levels are there, and then you can either learn level 1, and then if you decide to go for level 2 and 3, you can mostly join us.
Okay. So, Doc, and you're also offering the full free revision of the
Yes,
course.
entire course. Like Anupama has learned constellation work with me. She
Hmm.
is also joined my group, and she has been practicing with my group. She could not give a lot of time, because she herself is a very good astrologer, ace astrologer. She has done my Nakshatra Oracle course, Astro Tarot, past life regression. She's now planning to do hypnosis, constellation she has done. So she will be joining for this free revision of the entire course.
Okay.
Like that, we'll be having a lot of people who will be joining. Like in my current past life regression workshop, I have 3 people who have joined. There is one person who had joined the third time, but that is because she's my student, so it means she works with me, so I allow. Otherwise,
That's
we just have
amazing.
once I can offer a free revision. Okay. Support on WhatsApp. We'll have a support for 2-3 months on WhatsApp. If you can ask any kind of questions, after 2-3 months the group will be dissolved. Okay. Learn and earn. Yes. If you see this opportunity today, Shakila is working with me, right, Shakila? Yeah. And I don't want to discuss salaries out here. It's a personal thing, but she's happy with what she's getting. And she's an ace participant. What I like about Shakila is that she completely goes into the energies. She's not out of the matrix. She's in. She feels the feelings. That is important. uh, you have to feel it. The more you feel it, the more beautiful healing will be there. So I offer earnings for, I have a team of 10 to 12 participants. We work full time, we sometimes work less, but it all depends upon your capabilities, and I absorb them. The best participants I absorb in my team. You need to be good. Okay. And study material and certificate, like for example, Mayur is working with me from a long time, 10 years. I think it's been almost a decade. 2011 I met him, and it's 2021 today. So, and he just joined in and he started learning the work. Then you participate also to learn the work, and then I taught him the courses and everything. A lot of
Hmm.
courses he has learned from me, and the study material and certificate. And I remember he used to work in Western Mumbai, and as an accountant, and he loved the work so much that after that would get over, he would come to my office and work for 2-3 hours. And now he's full time with us.
Fantastic.
And study material, I have made my own notes. I give my notes. I made it in around 2014-15 only, because I did not like the way it was being taught, the way it was taught to me without any notes. So it was difficult to understand. So I've tried my best to make the notes and explain the concepts really well. organize it as much as we can. And a
That-
certificate, of course. The certificate is valid from IHPM, and it's an international accredited organization based in UK who sees the portion, who sees the content and everything, and then accreditates the certificates.
Awesome. And Doc, what all is covered? Could you give us some highlights?
Yeah. So that's so nice. You've written everything down for me. So, what is family constellation? That is also very important because you need to understand from where it is coming. It was originated actually by Bert Hellinger. Mark Woolen is his student. So, he had the privilege and history of family constellation, how it came in. So, Bert Hellinger, he went to some place, he learned, he knew psychotherapy, he put in all this. Importance, why it is important. I feel it is one of the most important modalities to heal today. I would, if in the ranking, I would rank it at number one. And the second ranking would be past life regression. According to me, I see I'm not somebody great. Others may have something different, but based on my experience of nearly now 15 to 18 years, I have seen this is one of the best modalities. So how it is important, the layers of healing it provides, the energy field. We are all connected to the DNA, so it shifts our DNA. Okay, and what is considered and how is it? How is the effect in the energy field and family dynamics, illnesses? Why do children become ill? Why do certain children die at the age of 5? They're born with those defect. They die suddenly at 10, 12 years. So much of suicide. Why? So all this will be explained. Why is reconciliation with the dead ancestors? Yes, it is important. You get very angry. Mother-in-law is gone. Array, so nice. She's gone forever. Array, no, it will come back. Either in your daughter-in-law or in your child of your son. See, it doesn't go away. You need to let go of that hatred and their anger towards your dead ancestors. Uncovering the patterns, because the same pattern keep on repeating. If you see pattern of failure, or the pattern of not being good enough, or the pattern of sabotaging. I had a huge issue with sabotaging. I still do, but it's considerably less now. Okay, and the laws that govern. Why do we, the family soul, why do we work? Why do we have the laws? The hidden emotions. What is, see, because why there is anger, sadness, grief, before below that is love, which was interrupted. So as Shakila said, couldn't reach the mother, so love was interrupted. Instead of that, anger came in. Demonstrations, as I said, to those who will be there, their own problems will be constellated. Okay.
Doc, I have a couple of questions. I'm going to quickly raise them
Ah,
as I'm sorry to interrupt you in the middle of
no
this.
problem.
Neil is asking, does family constellation work for sibling rivalry? There's
Absolutely.
a large disconnect, he says, lack of respect, control, manipulation, exclusion. In my case, due to being the youngest.
Yes, absolutely. But he could also be the favorite, not wanting to take responsibility also. And especially the youngest have a feeling that they don't belong to the family system. So what they do is they in fact take more burden on the family.
Okay.
Because, see, understand, if you want to belong to a place, you will have to become like that.
Hmm.
Right? If that suddenly today I go to the US, I cannot say US is bad, right? I have to say
Hmm.
US is good. I cannot say India is good. I'm just giving an example. So to belong to that family where he's the last,
Hmm.
there are 4 people, siblings before him who have already acquired. You need to
Hmm.
find your place. You can't. So
Hmm.
you take more burden. So his life will be more karmic.
Okay.
Got it? So 100% it can be done.
Okay.
So level 2 is all about relationships, divorces, why does it happen, and diseases. And the level 3 will be more into psychic attacks, curses, negative energy, spell removal, soul family ritual. This is more of an experiential, but this will be more of, how to remove black magic and things like that, entities, all that will be taught in level 3. Got
Okay.
it?
Okay. Doc, I'm going to quickly ask you here. One question is from the audience and one question is from me.
Okay.
Rita says, does disability also connect to family constellation?
Yes.
In what way?
Now it depends upon whatever, what disability this person has.
Hmm.
It's decided as a soul level. So it's a family soul ritual that, as I told you now today, just now I gave an example. Mother-in-law dead, we are very happy, but that mother-in-law will come in with a disability. Now you
Okay.
have to take care of that child. It can be your son's child.
Okay. Okay.
So she will, it's a wrong karmic connection.
Okay.
So you
Okay.
create that disease. Plus, there will be a past life involved. So my constellations are different. I have done my own. So I include past life regression also in this. In the sense, I get in a module, but I tell people you need to learn past life, but it can either be a past life or it can be an ancestor. So I shift between that to get the karmic connection.
Now, I have a question regarding the workshop. Um, what does level one help me to resolve? What does level two help me to resolve? And what does level three help me? So, can you just give us some examples of how intense, like what will get taken
Level
care of?
one will help you to resolve your own, understand your issues from where they're originating.
Okay.
But that is more of a participation workshop, and you will not learn how to become a facilitator. It is
Okay.
more of a self-help.
Okay.
So you know where your problem is coming from. You can originate, and believe me, they feel okay. It's coming from the mother. Hello, it's not necessary. It can come from the mother's mother.
Hmm.
Okay, so that actually you understand why it's happening, what is happening, and what you need to resolve. So then you can just kind of, it's a self-help or it's a participation workshop, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
The level two is where the intensity, because normally all of us have relationship issues,
Yeah.
and that will help you to release your relationship issues and your illnesses. Many of us could be having illnesses,
Okay.
right?
And
So understanding addictions, there's so many of things which we have to understand.
okay. Is there a degree of illness that gets resolved, but for something else you need a higher level, doc? Or is it just that the number of sessions will vary on the intensity
See,
of the
the
problem?
moment I see now that the disease is becoming less, I tell them now, like I worked with a person, and when she came to me, I said, I will have to work with you till your daughter-in-law becomes pregnant. The daughter-in-law does not know that the mother-in-law is doing sessions.
Hmm.
Daughter-in-law was not getting pregnant from 8 years. No problem at all. We did 2 sessions, one in December, one in Jan.
Okay.
Then she came for the third session in February. She told me that the daughter is already pregnant. And this is an actual case. I'm not talking anything else. And I have the message on my mobile. Ki, thank you so much that she's pregnant, but we are coming for the third session. I
Hmm.
said, because I at first only said that we will have to continue because the daughter-in-law has a lot of issues. So I don't want the child not to go through the entire pregnancy.
Hmm.
So she should hold the child.
Okay.
Got it? So that is how it happens.
Awesome.
So,
Awesome.
so the
So,
moment it
doc, you
became, I said I
offer.
want 1 session a month or 1 session in 2 months. See, now the problem is resolved. Why will I ask somebody to come for sessions? So in that, I can see the intensity. Like the cerebral palsy case, 3 sessions, and I saw the intensity less. The next session I gave after 15 days.
Okay.
I should have something to resolve. Na? If I don't have, why will I keep on calling a person?
Hmm. Of course. All right. Doc, what is the offer you have for everyone on this? Shall we reveal that? Because
Please, 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 please,
this
please.
is level one, two, and three. So you can practice family constellation. So level one will help you resolve all your own issues. Level two helps you to start looking at deeper things around relationships, around divorce, around diseases, right?
Yeah.
And level three looks at negative energies and how you can remove those as well,
And
right?
simultaneously, by level two, we will start telling them to facilitate the constellations. That means they need to become facilitators. We will be also teaching them how to use puppets. So we have a set of puppets out here. How to use puppets and how to resolve your client's issues through puppets. And one puppet is of the father, one is for the mother, one is for the sister, and you have to stand at every place and get the messages and then resolve it. So this is just a demo. Later on, you have to practice. One demo will be done for yourself. That's it.
Okay. All right. Okay. Doc, I'm going to move to the offer.
Yeah, we are giving it a very special price today. 1, 2, and 3. So by the end of it, you become a facilitator yourself. So right from 1,37,000, we are offering this thing at 48,000 only. Not even 50,000. All the three levels at a very reasonable package, and having nearly 2 to 3 your own self demonstrations in the entire thing, and plus the opportunity that if you are good, see, I have to put an if. I can't employ everybody, then I absorb them in my uh,
Team as well.
team. Yeah. And there are people who will say I will only work for 1 day. So fine, you come for 1 day. We'll pay you for that 1 day when you come.
Okay. All right. That's brilliant. So it's free revision of the course. You're offering 3 months WhatsApp support. Plus, they get to intern with you, and if they're really good, they get absorbed in your team.
Yeah, because after 7 days, you have to learn. There are small things. So that's why we are at least offering them internship. That you can come to our, like how Anupama is interning with us. She takes about 1-2 hours a day and she's interning. So finally, when I met her after a month, and when I said, Anupama, you are good. You went really deep.
Hmm.
So I said, now I offer. She didn't tell me that she wants to revise the case. I said, you please come and revise. I want you to become better
Hmm.
because it's important. So when I see an interest, I help cultivate that interest in a student.
Fantastic. And there's a full 65% off for
Yes,
24 hours.
65% off.
So they need to book within these 24 hours
Please.
to get this offer, right?
Right.
And Doc, if somebody wants to do just level 1, there is the bonuses with just level 1 is the free revision of the entire course and the support that you're offering, right?
Right. Right.
And they still get to do one family constellation for themselves
Right.
in the process of the course.
Absolutely.
And your offer on that?
Is from 50,000, we have brought down to 20,000 rupees. So 314 US dollars or 20,000 rupees, Indian rupees.
Okay.
So from 40,000, it goes down to 20,000.
Okay, I'll just quickly remind everyone the payment links are on the Telegram group and they are also on Zoom chat. So you can quickly book your spot. And Doc, you're also offering, you have some offers on sessions as well today.
Yeah.
So we can take a look at that.
So we have, see, my usual cost for per session is 4,500 because as I said, we employ people also. But today we are, I never give discounts. Okay. On constellation work, I have this rule. This is the first time I'm doing it. Um, and if people ask me for discounts, I straight away say a no. And I have got clients, and clients are from everywhere. I'll give you 5 sessions and you give me a discount. I said, no, you can pay me 4,500 per session. I have no problems, but I will not give a discount. This is the first time we're offering a discount at this price for family constellation. The price from 24,000 is down to 17,500, plus I'm giving a free consultation. Normally, like as I told you yesterday, also I had a client at 11 o'clock in the night, and because she was very important and urgent, and I normally, when a person is having health issues, it always takes a precedence with me. So I did a consultation, and then her sessions will start. So that consultation also is free for them. Plus, there is this discount on the session. So it's a very nice price for 17,500. Straight away, a discount of about 6,500 rupees. That's good amount of money.
Yeah, that's really, really awesome.
Almost $100 gone.
That's true. That's true. It is $100 gone.
I saw.
That's fabulous. So there's the free consult, and it's a 1 hour session. Each session is 1 hour long.
No, now it all depends. It sometimes goes then more than an hour, but we have very trained people. So now it will not go with our trained people for an hour. It can go finish up in 40 minutes, 45 minutes, 50 minutes. Then if they have any questions, then somebody from my team attends to them.
Okay. Okay. All right. And if
No,
any,
I can't put 1 hour as 1 hour because my team is so strong that,
hmm,
and you know, when I went to learn with Mark Woolen, they finished sessions in 20 minutes.
wow.
So it's not like, you know, you have to bring the entire thing. So in my I got a session from him, and it was over in 20 minutes. That's it. uh,
That's
People sessions get over in 10 minutes, so we still offer it for 45 minutes. Means we at least, because we don't release, see what happens, they release one emnishment at one point of time. My group is different, and that's what even so many people will say. We release 2 3 emnishments at one time. I'll work on the father mother, then I'll work on the grandmother. People don't go that much, but it's only till the time the energy is there. If the energy goes flat, I can't continue.
And Doc, you've got for anyone who wants to just try it
One
out.
session, then they can book that the same amount.
Awesome, awesome, fantastic. So I just want to repeat for everyone to make it simple, and I'm going to take a look at if you have questions. If you have questions, of course, please put it on the group. And if you are looking at payment related help, whether you want to pay in EMIs, installments, etc., just get in touch with Amrish. He's on the group as well, so you can connect with him, and his numbers and details are also on the group. And if you have any other questions, just put it on the group, and I'll raise it. Yeah, as somebody who really wants to ride a motorcycle in my neighborhood.
Goa is full of motorbikes only, na?
Yes, it is. All right.
Motorbike.
Stop. I'm going to just go through your main offers, Doc, once more, because those are really, really awesome. And I think it's rare to get a chance to learn from someone who's been trained by Mark Wallen himself. It's also quite rare to find someone who has this many years of experience in family constellation.
Yes.
Uh,
It's
not,
very, we were the first ones in Mumbai to do it, I think. And
yeah,
before
there are
that,
not that
with
many in the
Dr. Newton, we were doing.
Yeah, there are not that many in the country, so it's fantastic. It's a fantastic opportunity to learn from someone like you at this offer, I think. So I just want to repeat for everyone: levels 1, 2, and 3 is right now at 48,000 rupees. That's marked down from 1.37 lakhs. That's 2,146 US dollars, which is what the usual price is. Right now, it's just 752. That's 65% off. Most importantly, each level has a session attached to it. So you are going through the family constellation process yourself. Level 1 is teaching you how to deal with your own inherited traumas and family dynamics. And level 2 gets you equipped to deal with relationship issues overall, how money and health issues are connected, and how to resolve them, how to release them. Level 3 will teach you how to release negative energies, psychic attacks, and curses, and things like that. Yeah. And of course, there are bonuses, which are which are part of like our trademark of offers that healers have on Mystic Lotus. So there's a free revision of the entire course. There's the 3 months support from Doc, and there's of course the fabulous internship. Now, internships are really rare, and it also helps you to hone your skills. So you've learned something. A lot of times you do a course and you don't really pursue it greatly afterwards because you don't get the practice. Here you're getting the practice straight away, and someone else kind of enabling the practice ensures that you're definitely going to do the practice.
Yeah. But again, it is not this thing. It's your own effort. I can offer, but it's up to you to take.
Yeah. Yeah, of course, absolutely. And at the end of the internship, if you're fabulous, like Mayur, like
Yeah.
Shakila, then you get to be part of Doc's team as well. I'm going to hear from Mayur. I can see Mayur right here. Hi, Mayur. I put in a request to
Yeah,
unmute you. Yeah.
yeah. Hi, good afternoon, all. So I'm always say thanks to her, Dr. Geetanjali Saxena, each and every time because she has changed my life a lot. Uh, when I met her, I was going through with the issue of my leg pain, and it was like uh, unbearable for me. Sometimes I used to get up in the night, and I used to cry because the pain was unbearable. So I went to her, and I did session for she told me that we will do the family constellation, and I was not aware of it at all. So I thought there will be something. Then we started the session, and in that, like something came out of my ancestor, somebody who was being murdered,
Oh gosh.
and I was not at all aware of it. Then after the session, I came to my house. I asked my father, my grandfather, and they have kind of told me that this thing was happened. And earlier, my uncle who was being killed, and he was very successful, and he was very like a gentle human being.
Hmm.
So the moment and his soul fragment was attached with me. So the moment we did this, my leg pain, like I just got 60 to 70% difference after that, and I did few more sessions. So I almost did 5 to 7 sessions, and after that I'm feeling completely leg pain free, and I like this modality a lot. So I thought that day, okay, I just wanted to learn. So I've learned.
From
That's
a client to a therapist himself, and he's wonderful.
Thank you.
One of the very few people who is born intuitive, and it took him just maybe about 3 4 just participant sessions to start getting messages.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you
So
so much, Mayur. Thank you for
thank you.
sharing your story. It so clearly tells me what the benefit is, and it so
Yeah,
clearly tells me
100%.
manage to use it to resolve from something like that. You never connect something like that to a health issue, like a leg pain. But
Yeah,
it's a debilitating leg pain, and I can imagine how much pain you were in, and what
yeah,
it must feel to be free of that pain. That's
yes.
fabulous. Thank you so much, Mayur.
Thank you.
So, Doc, I'm going to stop sharing my screen.
Yeah, to that.
Just awesome. Okay. I'm just going to raise a couple of questions, Doc, that we have from the audience. Um, Sonia asked, what's better to release our issues? Should we take level one or should we take personal sessions? How do we choose? How do they
If she
choose?
only wants to do a resolution for her sessions and not become a facilitator, then it's better that she goes in for her 5 sessions. So her issue will get resolved. That much I can tell her.
Okay. Okay.
Unless it is not like, I want this particular person to marry me. That becomes very difficult.
I am coming to you, Doc, because I want to marry Ritik Roshan.
I tell that to people. I said, I'm not here to make you get married to Shah Rukh Khan.
All right. Rekha says, in my original family, we are three sisters and we care and wish each other should be better off. But when we come together, we hardly can be together a few days. Then after those first few days, misunderstandings, differences come up and we move away again, far off. We begin thinking of each other more than ourselves. Why is this happening? I've
Okay.
seen that happen in a lot of relationships, actually, Doc. I've seen that, especially with sisters. I don't know why.
Because when you go down as children, but the one was the favorite of the mother, the
Hmm.
others were jealous. Now the fights in the family at the inner child level, lower level, projecting now
Hmm.
today. So it will go regress down and it will get resolved. It's
Okay.
basically who is more close to the mother.
But tell me something. So if Rekha takes sessions from you, and it's not her sisters taking those sessions, it's just her taking the sessions, she's
I
able
told
to
you
resolve.
absolutely. We will create her Rekha, we'll create her three sisters, and we will resolve the issue. I have people coming to me saying that I am very happy in my job. This is this one lady who's creating so much of issues from 7 years. I gave him 3 sessions. And in that 3 sessions, the lady did not change much, but the lady's boss. So how it is working is the lady's boss, who was not seeing him at all, who was neglecting him, started talking. Do you understand? So the lady has alienated the super boss so much that this man's work was not being recognized.
Hmm.
Now, I didn't get the lady, I didn't get the super boss, but I introduced them in the matrix. And he saw a shift. But my boss, the super boss, has started talking to me, and that has given me so much of confidence that I will not lose my job.
Hmm.
And this lady is still there, but I have started getting support from other employees. So if she ever tries to do anything, still, so some people you cannot change, because then after I heard everything, I said she could be having some psychological issues, but we can keep that to a bare minimum, that I will ensure your job is there, your super boss, who is a very nice person, is there for you, and your colleagues, they are there for your support.
Hmm.
So even if the sisters are not there, I can still create the same people, and the problem will get definitely resolved. See, I know I can do it.
Okay, that's great. Vandana's asking, Doc, how do you decide how many sessions to take?
Yeah, and
And will the problem solve forever in this life?
okay, so it all depends upon the problem. Okay, health issues, as I told you, generally takes longer. Okay, you cannot come to me with a issue like depression and tell me in 5 sessions I need to go away. It may not go away. It may go, it may not go.
Okay.
I'm working on somebody who has depression, and they've taken about 10, 12 sessions, including past life regression. Okay, 10,
Hmm.
12 with past life regression, we have done surrogate. And the person is feeling much better. Otherwise, he was like he was not able to get out of bed. He was not getting any work. He's in the music industry.
Oh,
And he started getting work post our sessions. Because of this depression, there was no work coming in. Do you understand? So it was going hand in hand. So both the work problem got solved and his health became okay in 10, 12 sessions. What more do you want?
fantastic.
Means we can't do more than that, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Great. Doc, I'm not seeing any other question right now. So maybe we should close for the day here. I think we've run out of time, frankly, for another demo.
Yeah.
Um, I would, however, request that Doc is around on Telegram. So
Yeah.
if you
I'll
have
just
more
join you.
questions, if you have more questions, or if we've not addressed something on the call today, she will respond to you. Yeah,
I'll,
including all those people, because there were a whole bunch of people who did write about their family issues that they're facing right now. And it would be great, Doc, if you can put in a reply there on whether it'll be helpful to take sessions or whether it'll be helpful to learn the modality itself.
absolutely.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for spending your Sunday morning with us. And thank you for sharing so much insight into family dynamics, Doc. And
It was mutual that.
we were able to see the connections between our problems with money, success, with relationships, all rooted into things that we might be carrying from our family, which we don't even.
Exactly. And all the other therapies, they don't focus on the father and the mother. You can't create it. You can't resolve it. You can only work on self. This is some modality where you work on self, father and mother. I've seen, I worked with one person, and she said she was working for her husband. And after doing the husband session, because the father mother was introduced, the father mother started doing well in their businesses.
Hmm.
So it's amazing. So it's like a ripple effect. You are resolving, your parents are resolving. What more do you want? So like that, you will get resolved, your children will get resolved.
That's great. All right. Thank you so much. Doc, I'm just going to run through quickly in case we haven't raised anything that was related to the workshop. Quickly once, and I think we've addressed most things. Yeah.
Okay.
There was one question about from Allison. She says that I'd like to hear Doc talk about. She's dealing with a health concern that most likely has a basis in family DNA, and she's been
And
wanting
she
to work
share
on this
that,
for
the
years.
health concern.
I'll just request her. If Alison is still there, if she can
I don't know. Okay.
share. In case she's off the call now, we'll address it on Doc. You can respond on the Telegram group itself too, Alison.
Hello, beautiful.
Oh, there's Alison.
Alison.
Hi. How
Hi.
are you?
Very hot and sticky here in Australia today. Hello. Namaste.
Hello. How are you, Alison?
Hello, Geetanjali. Very well, thank you.
So, how can I help you, Alison?
So I have been diagnosed with something called functional neurological disorder,
Okay.
which I'm just coming out of a series of episodes now, and they present themselves as severe angina and brain seizures.
Okay.
And I
So,
probably-
what age did you develop it, Alison? What age? How old were you?
It's just been diagnosed now. I've had it probably 20 years.
Okay. So we will have to go back in time for you, Alison, and find out what was happening in your life firstly at 20 years.
Mhm.
Then that will trace back to the family DNA.
Uh-huh.
And then it can either completely stop those symptoms, those seizures that you have. It is basically some ancestor of yours wanting recognition.
Oh,
Yes. And
yeah.
forgotten, so we can work there. You may require more sessions because I told you it's a health concern. It does not get resolved in 5 or 7. It can go in. Initially, I do sessions for at least 1.5 months completely, means once a week, and then we taper it down. But I cannot say whether it can go away, but I can say that the seizures will go away. Maybe the disease could be there, but the intensity would be just 10% or 20%.
That would be amazing if it could come down, because they're debilitating. I just have to, I work as a therapist myself, and if I have a seizure, I have to clear my calendar. It makes for a very rocky road financially. Some weeks are great, some are just crazy. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Namaste.
Thanks, Alison, for raising that. Thanks, Doc, for clearing that. I have one more question, Doc. Rekha says, I have pain in the left part of my body and both elbows. How many sessions do I need to resolve my
I think 2 to 5. I worked with somebody who came to me and had an accident, and there was so much of pain he could not walk. I did about 5 to 6 sessions with him. It was so much of pain, and I did 2 inner child sessions.
Okay. Okay.
So
And inner child
as
is
per whatever comes up, I do.
okay. Okay. And there is a component of inner child that you cover within the
I do
family
that.
constellation.
Yes, I do that. Mark Woolen teaches us that only the inner child, the mother and the father. Bert Helling tells us about the ancestors.
Hmm.
So I include that. But sometimes you require one-to-one also
Hmm. True.
for the person to make a shift here. So if I feel that the person can, make a shift here, then I take a break after 3 sessions, do a 1 session, then continue again constellation work.
Okay. Okay.
Since I know so much things, I can definitely digress.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Doc. And I think we'll close here. I think we got everything. Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ruchira, for inviting me. Thank you so much, Amarish, for this actually Mystic Lotus, because it's actually fantastic. I didn't know it was so good. Just coming and talking, because you also revise a lot. You also learn a lot.
That's true. That's true. Glad. All right. Doc is around on Telegram all of today and tomorrow. So all the offers are on for 24 hours only. So do go through the entire course and the session offers if you want to look at resolving some of your issues. All right. Thank you so much, everyone.
Bye.
Goodbye.